you know,
So
instead of, yes, ma'am.
So I wanted to say that, my father, I didn't look at him any differently when I knew he was an alcoholic,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to get educated about that. And when you become an alcoholic, alcoholism brings about depression, and he didn't know anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
But when we were educated on that he was depressed, I didn't look at him any differently.
I don't,
He didn't, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to accept your answer, but most people, when their relatives start doing different things, we do look at them differently. We love them and we still care about them as the relative that they are, but we do look at different at them, and we see our family and family members drop. There's a lot of men and women who drop the ball for their kids and they destroy their lives, and now a lot of kids are talking about the old heads saying they dropped the ball because we made excuses for those people at that time, not because we wanted to, because because where mom and dad and our grandfathers would never let nobody come into our house and say you need extracurricular activity from what they say, have recreation, have mental health from them, be taught from them.
Mm-hmm.
The mothers let the system infiltrate the homes.
Yep.
Not because they wanted to. Again, not because they wanted to, but because what they destroyed the men, and then they work. I never thought in my lifetime that I would see women moving the way they move. I always thought the mothers would always be there because I saw what was happening to the men,
Mm-hmm,
and now I see it can happen to the women mentally as well too. So I've seen strong men and women. It's the way they're being raised. It's what's happening to us and what we're allowing to our families.
But Ali,
So let me say this. Hold on. So let me say this.
Go
So
ahead,
what you're saying is right, because when my brother started acting out, the school wanted to take my brother and put him like in, what do you call these homes for kids, for bad kids, or whatever. My father was like, no, we're gonna do what we need to do here, right?
Guys, listen up. As you get older, the best way to continue to look young, exuberant, and vibrant is to continue to take care of your skin. That's why I'm excited to have Tige Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. You heard me talk about them before, and you're going to continue to hear me talk about them because I believe in their products and the positive impact that they have on every man's life. Tige Hanley makes taking care of your skin so easy. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. Lapeef family, I must admit, skincare wasn't always something I always focused on, but since I started using this system, I've seen improvements in the way my skin looks and feels. And you don't have to take my word for it. They have over 5,000 5-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tige Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off retail price, the ability to customize your box, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Tige Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click that first link in the description and you'll get 30% off your first box plus the free gift. Seriously, that's an amazing deal. Even though it's too early, as I often say, it's never too late. Click that link and get started today.
My mother experienced nervous breakdown. She experienced depression. She experienced all those things, but she was so strong that she never went to get help. She never went to any of those things, right? And I saw all this, and I never looked at them any differently. However, I made it in my mind that I wouldn't go that route because I saw what it done to them.
And Miss Veronica, can we shed light on certain things?
Let me ask you a question.
Yes,
Hold
go
on,
ahead.
Miss Lego, you got to have to ask.
Hold on.
Veronica, can you shed light on the fact that what happened is we lost a village and a community and strong men and women to where we started having to go somewhere else instead of staying in the house. That's why people had to go out the house, because the men were destroyed, the women were destroyed, and now the kids have identity crises. We went from, do you realize you being a woman is an umbrella term now? It's not biology. It's whatever you think you are. It's an umbrella term.
I knew that.
And now we're going into non-binary people. Do you know who's pushing those? The feminine energy. The feminine energy say you can just do whatever you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be, whenever you want to be it. There's no responsibility behind that. But a lot of children watch their mother try to maneuver the best way they could because they were so prideful they wouldn't acknowledge that I do need a man in this house, because no one will ever say I don't need a woman in this house.
Mm-hmm.
So how did we go so long in generations with women professing that they don't need a man or marriage, but men would never say out their mouth, hey, you don't need your mama, you don't need a mom. You need all the problems we have and all the things that's happening to our communities is the effect of single parent houses that's led by single mothers. not single fathers.
But Ali, if you are admitting that our families, you know, like I said, you and Anton, y'all had a strong family system full of men, right? Everything you just said, I'm agreeing with. And that is the reason why these people need therapy. And that's all I'm saying. So look, the bottom line is this.
You missed exactly what I said, Mr. Lego. The fact that you went straight back to that, I just told you what.
Man.
But why you go right back to that?
Can I finish? The bottom line is this, bro. Things are happening to people when they are raised by nothing but women. Young boys, you had a strong family, understood. But other young people, male or female, they don't. Those people.
Did you hear what we?
I'm not done. Those people have to seek out external people in order to get help.
We agree.
That is all I'm saying. And I understand there's cognitive therapy, which doesn't have anything to do with drugs. And you got all this other therapy where you can go to a damn therapist and they're going to try to prescribe you some shit. So I understand what you're saying when it comes to certain type of therapists. They're going to try to put you on some drugs and all that crazy shit. So I do understand.
Schools. We need man and women schools, brother. We need schools that raise warriors.
Can I finish my statement? Can I finish my statement?
Yes, sir. You said, okay.
It's important to go to an external person or a group in order to get the help that you are admitting that young people are needing. That's all I'm saying. And it could be therapy. It could be this. It could be a mentor, period. In my whole just career as just what I do, I've been to different mentors. And Veronica, the way I know Veronica, we both have had a mentor like 4 or 5 years ago. He's like a father figure to me to this day. But the bottom line is he wasn't a therapist. He was a coach. But we both went to external people in order to learn how to do certain things. That is all I'm saying. And I do understand what you're saying. Therapy can hurt you depending on what type of therapist you go to, but we can't just turn around and just shit on therapy like it doesn't matter at all. That's all I'm saying. It's an external source that we got to go to. That's all I'm saying.
Can I let me say something, man?
Let Ali go ahead and say what he was going to say. Y'all keep cutting him off. Go ahead, Ali.
I ain't mean to cut. Go ahead. I'll just sit down for another 30 minutes.
When Anton and me are saying we don't need therapy, we're saying in its current state. We need women and men school. We need brothers that's like this. Yes. We need people who are credible of men and women that need to surround art. We need to rebuild a village again. So we have to re-implement families again. Therapists are legally advised they cannot give you advice. All they can do is help you deal with what you're doing by you telling them what you're going through. And they just talk you through it. There's somebody
sometimes you're talking about what you're going through can actually give you if Anton, JR, anybody, if they're my fathers, I have to go to my father to learn. My father's not going to sit here. If I'm being emotional, he's going to address why I'm emotional, and then he's going to make me a man. He's not going to let me just talk to him and go, hey dad, I don't feel good today. You know, it's going to be more like, what do you mean you don't feel good? Am I not providing you shelter? Am I not doing what I'm supposed to be as a father that's being adequate to providing for you? What do you mean you don't feel good? Okay, let's go outside. Like, it's going to be an instant thing that happens from the men that goes, you're not just going to be able to say things that when you're in a household, you can't say never or I quit. There's certain things fathers wouldn't let you do in their presence, and women too. You know what's crazy? Men try the best they can to give everybody advice and solutions immediately so people don't keep going through current trauma that we're talking about. Do you know how many people don't take the advice of certain men because they're uncomfortable with those men and they're jealous of those men, even though they want to follow in the steps, at least of the way the man is built. You ain't got to be what he is, but at least look at what kind of man he is. So all I'm saying is that we have to implement men and women schools where we raising warriors and we raising divine women that know the power of themselves. Like, that's the only way we getting out of it. It's not going to no therapy.
Well,
so you're saying if you went to your father and said what you just said, like, I don't feel good today, he you don't think he will be like, okay, once you tell him, look,
I'm gonna tell you what he gonna do, just like what you just say. Hey, let's go. Like, we gonna go do something. Like, we gonna do something. Like to like I feel it right now. Like my father didn't let me think I was weak or get in moments where I quit on myself or where I can endure anything outside of being strong.